This is the book of Luke 21 and verse 25. Salaki. Yep, Luke 20 verse 25. It says, "And there shall be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars upon the earth. The discourse of nations will perplexity Caesar is ruin." And this is the book of Second Esdras 15 and verse 15. It says, "For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in hands." Second Esdras chapter 9 and verse 3. Yup, Second Esdras 9 and verse 3. "Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and the uproars of people in the world." And this is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, in verse 7. "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places." Matthew 24 verse 6. "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet." Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakadash, and the Heavenly Father. True names Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Bahashem, and the name Hamashiach Kabashai. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Lashon Kadash Lotan. And I say Barak Thumb to the elders and apostles, Ba'akim, Ba'akwaf, and I say Shalom. And this is a sit-down lesson of this recent news article. As this was breaking news, I would say breaking news earlier today. I would say about 2 hours ago. Yeah, about 2 hours ago. And this is reported from CNN.com, and it reads, "India launches military operation against Pakistan in major escalation." Right, ever since I would say April the 22nd, that incident had occurred over in Kashmir of 26 tourists was killed. And that attack was claimed by supposedly by Pakistan, and India put the blame on Pakistan, because you had some organization group claim that attack that happened over there in Kashmir of April the 22nd that killed like 26 tourists. So ever since then, for those past 2 or 3 weeks, you've been seeing rising tensions been heating up, the cross-border conflicts between the Indian soldiers and the Pakistani soldiers. And then you had as of yesterday, you had some type of car explosion by Pakistan. I believe claimed the lives of a couple of Indian people, and I believe what was that? I think India blamed it on Pakistan, and I believe Pakistan denied that allegation. And ever since then, and I believe it was another report that came out between India and Pakistan. They've been having that border dispute. That border dispute, and both sides was violating the ceasefire that they had in place. If I'm not mistaken, if that's true or not. Well, I just want to add an additional information side note to that, with the cause of the rise of tensions, between India and Pakistan. It says India launched a military operation against Pakistan in a major escalation. It says Pakistan says it shot down 3 Indian aircraft and drones after India said it struck sites in Pakistan. And in Pakistan administration Kashmir, fighters reroute as Pakistan closes airspace around Lahore and Karakoski, if I pronounced that right. It says the Pakistan Prime Minister calls India's strike an act of war. Yup, act of war. Wars, rumors of wars. It says see some video clips. It says a CNN correspondent in Pakistan describes the Indian attack. Play this video, one minute video clip. Oh, Slovakia.
Is higher than all those previous in the decade since 1947. People were woken up by the sound of loud explosions, houses shaking. Our cameraman here, who lives on the outskirts of Islamabad, reported his house shaking to loud explosions. Those explosions, we believe, came from about 60, 70 kilometers away from the capital, Islamabad. We're also hearing of explosions inside Pakistan proper and inside Pakistan administered Kashmir. We have a CNN stringer who works in Muzaffarabad, the capital of Pakistan administered Kashmir. He said that in that town they heard multiple explosions, that they were very loud, that the detonations have everyone in that city there on edge. They're very afraid right now.
Now I'm read this news article with the yep, it says this is published by May the 6th, 2025 at 7:31 p.m. Eastern Time of World News Asia from CNN.com, and it reads published by Sophia Sarafi and Jeremy Taylor and Ross and Anacon as of May the 6th, 2025, and it reads, it says India launched strike deeps in India launched a strike deep inside Pakistan, and Pakistan claims Indian jets were shot down in a major escalation. It says India launched military strikes on targets in Pakistan, both countries said on Wednesday, where Pakistan claimed that it had shot down at least two Indian Air Force's planes in response in a major escalation between the nuclear arms rivals. It says India's missile strike Wednesday morning target a terrorist infrastructure in Pakistan's densely populated Punjabi province and Pakistan's administration Kashmir. It says come more than 2 weeks after the massacre of tourists in India's administrated Kashmir that New Delhi blamed it on neighboring. It says Pakistan forces had downed at least two planes from India Air Force, and a Pakistan military spokesperson told the CNN. It says CNN is contacting India's defense minister for comment. For comment, it says two sides have exchanged shellings and gunfire across their border. It says, and a CNN journalist, Pakistan administration, Kashmir has multiple loud explosions witnessing in India administration Kashmir, biggest city in Srinagar, if I pronounced that right, told CNN that the blast has rocked the city and it caused certainty unknown. It says the United States Department says it was widely monitoring the flare-up between the neighboring South Asian countries that have fought 3 wars over Kashmir since the independence from Britain in 1947. It says our actions have been focusing, measured, and non-escalating in nature. Indian Defense Ministry says in a statement on its strikes what it said and were in response on the massacre of 26 civilians at the tourist hotspot in India's administration Kashmir last month. No Pakistani military facilities has been targeted. India has demonstrated considerably a restraint in selections of targets. Method of execution, the statement says. Pakistan denies the claim, saying that the attack largely harmed civilians, killing at least 3 dozens, including children, and injuring at least a dozen others. It says Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif said the country has a right to respond to what it describes as an act of war, adding that the befitting reply is being given. Pakistan military sources told CNN that 5 locations were struck at a quality Ahmadpur east of Mazhabad back and the Moktiki. If I pronounced that right, it says the Ahmadpur east and the Muradaki are both in Pakistan's densely populated Punjab province and are deepest India has struck inside Pakistan since the 1971 Indo-Pakistan War. It says Wednesday's attack It says Wednesday's attack are the first time since 2019. It says that India has conducted strikes inside Pakistan's territory when India has targeted multiple locations after it blamed Islamabad for a suicide car bomb attack that kills at least 40 Indian military personnel in the region. It says India's military says it has 9 targets. Justice is served, the Indian Army wrote on X in a short statement. Jalahan, victory to India. It says senior India officials have spoken to their counterparts in a number of countries to brief them on the step taken by New Delhi. A senior India government officials told CNN. It says among the countries briefed were the United States, United Kingdom, Saudi Arabia, and United Arab Emirates and Russia. It says a flashpoint. Kashmir is one of the world's most dangerous flashpoints and is controlled part by India and Pakistan. Both countries claim it is entry. Relations between India and Pakistan have been created in recent weeks following a deadly rampage of a gunman who murdered 26 people, a majority Indian tourists. A scenic spot in Kashmir, one of the deadliest attacks in Indian civilians in years. It says that the massacre sparked immediately widespread anger in India, and the Prime Minister, Modi, has been under tremendous public pressure to retaliate with force. India has long accused Pakistan of harboring military groups that conduct attacks across the border. In a charge, Lamzagor denies and has vowed to retaliate against those at them responsibility. The context region of Kashmir. The Kashmir dispute is a territorial conflict between India and Pakistan and also involves China. Each control the claim in different parts of the region since the 1947 portion of British India. Right, so that's a map right there. The green ones from Pakistan administrated, China's administration, and India's administration. It says major world powers, including the United States, had urged restraint in the weeks after a last-long attack on tourists in the town of Pahalgam, fearful that a military conflict between India and Pakistan over Kashmir could escalate quickly. Could quickly escalate, I meant to say. It says the two nuclear-armed rivals have fought 3 wars over the mountainous territories that is now divided into the de facto border called the Line of Control, LOC, since the independence from Britain nearly 80 years ago. It says India has accused Pakistan of being involved in the Pahalgam attack, and it claimed Islamabad denies Pakistan has offered a neutral investigation into the incident. It says in the days after the terrorist attack, both countries swiftly downgraded ties with each other and have since engaged escalating tiff attack hostilities. India has ordered its civilians to return from Pakistan, shut down major border crossings, and suspending its involvement in a crucial border sharing treaty that has been forced since 1960s. Pakistan suspended trade with India, while they expelled India diplomats. Says that any attempt to stop the devoured water belonging to Pakistan will be considered an act of war. New Delhi and Islamabad has been flexing their military might as tensions simmers along the LOC with small exchanges of fire across the demarcation in recent days. Both sides have also closed their airspace to each other or other airlines. This is a developing story and will be updated. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Right, this is a sign of wars and rumors of wars between India and Pakistan with that incident that took place April the 22nd. So ever since then, for those past 2.5 weeks, tensions definitely been heating up between India and Pakistan. It says, ye shall hear of wars, rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled for all these things must first come to pass, but there is not yet. Matthews 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. So that's what we've been seeing, nation against nation, India Pakistan border. And then now you have India target the Pakistan with those airstrikes. And I believe Pakistan knocked down like two military planes from India. So, we're definitely seeing this. This was recently breaking news from. Yup, as it says, once again, this was recently breaking news. India launched strikes deep into India's Pakistan. And Pakistan claims Indian jets shot down in a major escalation. But now it's going to be a game. If they had came out with energy and effort like they did, it's that loud explosion.
Comcast Business can help turn businesses into
try to do this.
To reliably up and running cybersecurity.
Not often that you come out and turn the ball over 9 times in the first quarter, but that's what Indiana did. American Express teammates from the first half of game 2.
What we know at the moment are a number of different locations that the Pakistani military are saying have been hit. Some are in Pakistan-administered Kashmir, and some are in Pakistan proper. That represents to the Pakistani military mindset a massive escalation because it strikes not just in Kashmir region, but in Pakistan proper.
It's pretty simple, but it's true.
So with that, hopefully this sit down lesson was edifying. Yep, hopefully this sit down lesson was edifying of this recent news that was broke out not too long ago. I would say like 2 hours ago. This was what happened. As we've been seeing, the tensions have been heating up for the past 2 or 3 weeks, ever since that attack happened on those tourists on Kashmir as of April the 22nd, and then potentially that claim was from Pakistan, some type of organization group from Pakistan, as India reported. And then ever since then, we've been having cross-border conflicts between India and Pakistan of their military soldiers, recent explosions, recent airstrikes on both sides. So, as it says again, India launches deep, strikes deep India, Pakistan, and Pakistan claims Indian jets shut down a major escalation. So with that, once again, hopefully this lesson was edifying. From CNN.com, published by Sophia Serafi and Jermaine Taylor and Rush Alkin from CNN, a 4-minute read. Last updated at 7:31 p.m. Eastern Time, Tuesday, May 6th. As it says again, India launched strikes deep India, Pakistan, and Pakistan claims India jets shut down a major escalation. So with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Makakadash, and the Heavenly Father, true names Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Ba'Hashem, and the name of Hamashiach Habashai. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Lashwan the tongue. And I say Barakatham to the elders and apostles for Akima Akwa. Until next time, I will say Shalom.
So to speak, as Shaq would say, it's not just Donovan wanting to pass you the ball. When it's coming to you, you're